Who's recording?
I am recording.
Alright.
1 second.
I mean, not in the actual thing. The document, I mean.
Chris.
Alrighty.
Alright, we're good.
Alright, all set?
Yep.
Alright, so we do have to scan a copy of the checklist with initials
Alrighty.
and put it in our reader book.
Well, there's a printer scanner on this floor, right?
We could just take a picture with a phone.
Yeah.
That works. Okay, if there's a printer on the let's just get the brainstorming thing done first. So this is This is the second brainstorming workshop. Zach couldn't be here because of scheduling conflicts, and we're going to work on the scenario of uploading a new scholarship. So we can start with initial ideas. We'll take about 10 minutes to do that.
Alright, so let's just kind of think about what's going on now with how businesses have to upload scholarships. And
Mhm.
so right now it's like they have to put them on their websites and then probably contact a bunch of different schools and be
Mhm.
like, hey, this is the sort of scholarships that we have right now. And then they have to send them to each individual school, and then the students have to go to the schools and stuff to find them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the best thing we could do is we could just have a way for them not to have to upload it both on their website and send it to all the schools, and they should just send it to us, and then all the students can come to us and get the scholarships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely what we want. Basically the gist of the whole thing. One thing I would add to that actually is, I mean, it's just an idea, and I don't know if it's feasible, but a lot of there's a lot of subscription scholarship services around. But part of what they do is they go out and they go out and they get these scholarships, and they work with these providers so that they've got a nice big a big selection for people to apply to. What if part of the service was even people that weren't partnered with us or weren't submitting to the app? They could just we just had a web crawler, and it just automatically did searches and found other scholarships that and it just had a way to point to other people, because I mean, everyone wants to be the service that everyone goes to, and you're guaranteed to find whatever you want. But it's like, well, they're going to compete, and not every service is going to have all of the scholarships.
Right.
So, and you can't make everyone go to the same thing unless you're like Google or Facebook or something. Even Google can't do it. Even Facebook can't do it. So it's like, if you have just a way that still has you have access to the information always, kind of thing.
I think another thing too would be nice to add, not just have scholarships and foundations upload scholarship, but have people have even the student users, or maybe parents that may upload or just tell us information about a scholarship they found. You know, a lot of scholarships I found that weren't a part of my school were word of mouth. It wasn't necessarily I found it through organization, but someone told me about it, so I went to go search it up. So someone told us about it, then we could do all the research, then find the information, then give it to our clients to access as well. There's a lot of that may be a feature in that too. You can spread through word of mouth. Then maybe also when new scholarship information is available to us, we send a mass alert to our users as well, so they know that a new scholarship has been added to our database.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that we should, with the whole word of mouth thing, what are you trying to say?
Right now we have it so that the school, the scholarship foundation of the school, uploads it themselves. We could also extend that to that functionality to users who aren't necessarily with the school. Say I miss another student or another client. Say I found a scholarship that's not listed in our database. So I'll let the scholarly people, us, know that, hey, there's this other scholarship out there. one security. It's I was just trying to like fish for information from people like still at because we all know like the fake fast food websites and stuff that's out there trying to just get people's information.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
A few more minutes here.
What time are we?
We have 5 minutes
All right.
for brainstorming.
Not halfway there.
Oh, but to go back to our previous idea, kind of links up with this as far as like the essays and the applications themselves, and someone uploads a new scholarship. They should. I don't know if you want to do the tagging idea for this part, since the school will be able to handle that better as far as like tags. Like maybe add like some metadata that says like who this scholarship applies to, like if it applies to like more low income families or more like people studying more in the scientific field or going specifically for secondary education versus undergrad.
Mm-hmm. Taking education level into account and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think what we could do to help with that is, I mean, we should have users setting up profiles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as they're doing that, then it'll just narrow, like they'll be able to narrow it down that way.
I just closed the notes.
We good? Didn't lose anything.
No, yeah, I know. I just accidentally middle mouse on the tabs. Just disappeared.
Wah, wah.
Alright, I am back. Alright, how much time do we have? Like a minute?
We have about 3, I
Oh,
believe.
jeez. Okay.
2:45.
I don't have any ideas, guys.
I mean, if we can come up with anything, I guess we should call it.
No, I mean, it does. They don't even need to be good ideas. It's the point of brainstorming. So
Yeah.
even if it's just something you're like that's dumb, just put it down. It's not the point. We're not trying to find good ideas. We're just trying to get ideas.
Maybe along with the uploading new scholarship, like once they're in the process of uploading it, or like say while the whole process is being done while they're uploading it, maybe like on the side we have like maybe feature students like pop out in the nation. Like they go like, oh hey, look at this kid, he's really bright in this field, whatever, like he's the top in the country for this or that.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just pick out these kids single-handedly, like hey, kind of like what MSOE does with their scholarships. Like sometimes they just pick kids on the campus
Mm-hmm.
who fit specifically or for that.
Yeah.
One thing that I was thinking about, because we have the whole where we do background checks on the scholarships and stuff on that idea, I was thinking about like how would we really do that, and so I think that the best way to do it would be to list the scholarships,
Mm-hmm.
and you have like a tag as verified, not verified, and like currently verified, like
Mhm.
being verified. And So what would happen is the scholarship would be listed initially as not verified.
Right.
And then we'd have like a team or some sort of like outsourced team or something, go through and they would just verify all of the scholarships that are not verified. And when they're actively doing it, we set it to being verified, and then we set it to verified once they're verified, or we would take off the scholarship if it failed verification. And I think that we wouldn't let students apply to it until it's verified. But it would be a good way for students that are looking for scholarships to at least see that they're there.
Yeah.
And you can like favorite them or something like that before it's actually fully verified. So I gotta write all that down.
All right, we'll give you a little time to write it all down there before we go on to the next thing.
Yeah, distill ideas. I mean, I almost feel like that was one of them because it was kind of like thinking about that verification process more. So I'll just start throwing that down there. Do you guys want to start, like, also thinking about these ideas?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe here I'll just make a tab over here that you can type in if you think of stuff. While I'm still typing.
Oh, are we starting the distilling process?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see.
So once, are you all good on typing, or?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys start really thinking of things that you want to put down, I've
Right.
got number 2 right there.
Okay.
So-
Well, then we can we'll take another 10 minutes and start the timer.
The timer stopped being started.
Oh, it's already started.
Yeah, started it.
What's the point of me even being team manager then? It's like I don't even get to say start the timer. All right. One thing I would say is feature for that student pop-out thing. I think instead of featuring students, you should feature scholarships, because I mean, people are going to apply for the scholarships. They're not looking. They're not like. I mean, the people giving out scholarships do care about who it goes to, but they're not like they want to pick the best applicant. They don't want to go and seek someone out that didn't apply for it, kind of thing. So I think featuring scholarships is much more productive, and you don't even have to feature the same ones for everyone.
Right.
You could kind of do one of those targeted ad kind of things with the scholarships.
Yeah, especially because if it's something really worth featuring, like a really big scholarship, that sort of thing, if more students like access to it, it would make it so that it goes to probably the student that like deserves it most, because you have just such a broader pool then, instead of it just being like there hidden, and maybe it wouldn't be seen, or the matching algorithm wouldn't match the student with it initially or something.
In that sense too, can we make this a premium feature?
Like featured scholarships is a premium feature.
Yeah, like for our premium subscribers, have this feature be, so you, like what you guys just said, like we give you targeted scholarships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of like ultimately the point of the product is to match students with scholarships and not so much scholarships with students.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if we need to make it premium, because if you're already get a subscribe. Like if it's a free service and we're getting revenue based on ads.
No, yeah, I don't think that has to be free.
Like if that was going to be premium, if anything, we'd want it to be the scholarship, the people like providing the scholarships paying. Because they're the ones that are getting more exposure. Especially because a lot of those scholarships, especially like ones from businesses, are really just advertisements. I mean, yeah, they pay a student, but now they have all these people that are going into higher education that are aware of this company that they could work for.
And even some scholarship, I know, like the one for Kohler, if you take it, you have to go work there for 2 years and go live in Kohler, Wisconsin for like 2 years. But certificate verification. And with the distillation, this actually work, correct? You know what we're doing with the distillation? We go more in depth on how the process actually goes about.
Yeah. Alright, so then, yeah, I think that it would just be like the already subscribed or has already to us. So then it would be that they like submit a new scholarship, and then it would then start the verification process. So it would be visible by students, but they wouldn't be able to apply to it. And then it would kind of go through that, and then once it's verified, students would be able to apply to it. If not, it's still good.
Yeah.
So,
but in the process of being verified, they can do like a save for later button, so that once it becomes verified, they can find it easier. It's like, so you have this scholarship that's being verified, so they can apply to it. You were saying before, like have a favorite button, like it's like a save for later. So like once it's done being verified, they can quickly jump back to it.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Then with the search, auto search in our program that finance scholarships. So by auto search, you mean like filters by tags, names, things of that nature, like the metadata?
No, that's just a web crawler.
Okay.
So just some kind of web crawler, because your service needs to provide all the information. You can't expect everyone to provide information to you.
Correct.
So if you have an automated way to go grab most of it, even if you can't get everything, because I mean there are some
nobody can get everything.
You can't get everything, but if you can get close to it, that's like ultimately what's desirable. Like that's pretty much the gist of that. Is pretty much exactly what I just said. I just repeat myself there. So
but definitely that's an idea worth having.
Yeah.
Like having some backdoor thing. Because I'm pretty sure there's a list of colleges and universities in the nation. There's like has to be a list somewhere of every single. I think there has to be one that lists every college and university. So the easiest way to visit each college's university's website and pull the information. because pretty much every school's website is pretty much identical in some shape or fashion. They all follow a similar format.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the only things that I see problem with the web crawl, like the web crawler would just be nice, just because like you can set it up to get any information you want. Only problem is that some websites, like especially university websites, I guess possibly, they put page, like their front page when you Google their school isn't going to have a, like the robots file isn't going to deny web crawler access. But if you've got a web crawler and you're trying to get all this information, I have a feeling they may say no to some of that stuff, and that could include scholarship information. So there is that possibility.
What do you think, good sir?
I don't know how,
Yeah.
no, I feel like you might just get some really junk things floating around, so.
Yeah, that is true. I just feel like there's like
An easier way.
no, there's like I think that's the easiest way to gather lots of information, and then finding, and then like obviously you need to refine it, but there are a lot of websites today that even Google that just handle incredibly large amounts of information, and they can still deliver it extremely quickly, and and can pretty much get you exactly what you. It will search billions of web pages in less than a second and find almost exactly what you're looking for. So I mean,
But that's the difference between us and Google. Like
Yeah,
they've
like,
been
we're
doing
not-
it for years,
yeah,
and
we're
they have a
not-
huge
we're not
team.
like we're not Google, but we're also not trying to cache like 3/4 of web pages on the internet. We're just trying to make a web crawler that can go and look at things that are like we don't even have to necessarily do it ourselves. We could even just have a bot that searches Google with like very specific kind of parameters. There are there are ways to filter through all that information. It's not impossible. But I think we can leave that one off for now at least.
Come back to it. Do you want to go to our finalization now?
Yep, I think we can go final idea.
Do you want to say the magic
10
words?
Yeah, we'll take 10 minutes for this one, and you got something you to say?
No, yeah, that's,
You want to say start the timer?
Yeah, you can start the timer.
All right.
All right.
So I definitely think our strongest idea is a system for verification. That's definitely a key thing we need.
Verify the scholarship.
well, I think the organization has to submit it first.
Yeah, they have to. Okay, the organization needs to submit it.
And then the scholarship enters verification phase.
Yeah.
Then verification team verifies scholarship. The verification team.
Well, I corrected your mistake, and you corrected your mistake, so.
So they verify the scholarship, and then scholarship is listed, or well, scholarship is listed before it's verified, but then
It is made.
Yeah, we'll do scholarship listed as unverified. scholarship is listed.
Upon verification.
What? Oh, yeah. Well, here, as good grief. And then we can scholarship listed as verified.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. I guess then a verified scholarship can also have the option of being featured. I don't know if that could include something like I don't know if we'd want that to be a thing that the scholarship provider would have to pay for, or if we just want that to be a thing where each user gets they just have a little pane on the side of the webpage that just says, here's some scholarships that might.
I was thinking, as far as learning users of a verified scholarship, should we do all students, or should we just do the schools themselves? 'Cause, like, for the system to handle every student in our system, that's a lot of people.
Mhm.
There's far less schools than there are students. So I think learning the school, who would then most likely learn the students of the scholarship, would be a lot easier on our part in our
Well,
system.
I don't think it would be that bad because in the student's profile, it would have like what schools they were going to, where
Mm.
they are, and stuff like that. And so that would help.
So we can then just
like-
filter which
Yeah.
students we alert.
So filtered students.
That sounds bad.
What?
So like segregated students.
It's what we have to do. Just have to segregate them. All right. I think that's pretty good for that.
The RV and V.
Do we also have to add like exceptions, like the scholarship is not verified?
I don't see why not.
All right. Well, we can do that really quick. So this will just be normal case. Oops. And then we'll have exception. And I think that's 5E. Scholarship is not verified. And so then we have scholarship
Just taken down.
dropped from listing and students that favorited
Will be notified.
the scholarship, yeah. Will be verified. And then
Well, do we want is there a difference between not getting verified and being marked as fraudulent? Because
no, because that just means it's not. There's before verification, and then there's it doesn't pass the verification phase.
all right,
But we just didn't go out and verify it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like saying we just didn't do that part of the job. So maybe we should put, there you
yeah,
go.
fails verification I think is better than
Yeah.
does not. Yeah, because if it fails, then at least there's some kind of
At least you know we did our job. And saying not verified is feeling like, oh, we just skipped this one.
yeah.
All right.
Do we want to even list unverified ones then? If
Yeah.
we're, all right.
Because then students can see like what's coming up soon.
That's fair enough.
Should we do the alternate case being the word of mouth, where someone tells us of a scholarship or something they heard, then we go out and research it?
All right.
Yeah.
And then it would be like everything again. So then.
So do the, if you just want to do like a 1A or
Yeah, 1A. We hear, or
someone submits scholarship idea or
user submits
scholarship request or scholarship idea or something along those lines.
non-organization. User. Or we'll do. There we go.
It'd be a shame if we had to implement this.
Oh, so.
We want to do all this work.
So right now I have we installed a new one in the lobby of the CC building. Like when you go through that front door.
Alright, so then we do user or so they alert us of a scholarship. We
Research Google.
we investigate the scholarship. And then we submit. Phases.
Yeah. So,
All right.
sounds good to me. And we have 20 seconds left. Any final thoughts?
No.
No, I think. I think we pretty much captured exactly what we wanted.
Yeah. Wish Zach was here to throw out some more bad ideas, but
Oh, man, just twisting that knife in the air, really, because he's not even here to hear that. But he'll probably see it in the videos when
Oh
they
yeah.
upload it.
And